If you are thinking about Google Ads, it's important to pay attention to something called conversion values, okay? Because conversion values are going to give you lots of information about the quality of your ads, but also, most importantly, the engagement you're trying to create through the whole advertising process. So, let me first give you some general facts so you really understand what I'm speaking about, okay? So when tracking conversions in Google Ads, you have the option to associate a value with each of the conversion actions you have in your account. In other words, you have a complete latitude when it comes to setting things up. Okay, so for if you have an e-commerce company, those values are pretty easy to assign. Why? Because the customer itinerary is generally more straightforward. The customer journey is actually easier. It's usually shorter. Okay, so you have a B2C online business model, no problem. Very, very easy to assign. Okay, they are the value of the product that you sold on your website. That's what the value, the conversion value is. But for lead generation companies, it might not be as clear as to what the value should be, or let me just rephrase that, or why you should use values in the first place. Because most lead generation companies that actually I have interacted with in the last 10 to 15 years, they only use conversion total and cost per conversion as their main performance metrics. Okay, but if you think about it, that's leaving quite a bit of optimization, on the table. Okay, so into this conversation, what I want to do is I want to really elucidate the whole concept around conversion values in Google Ads and how do you do it in the first place. Okay, well, let me first talk to you about who should use conversion values in Google Ads. So, if your lead generation company only uses one type of lead and every customer has the same value to you, okay, basically, then this strategy might be a little bit overkill. Target CPA is likely okay for you since you know the regular value of a customer, right? And you can calculate, as a matter of fact, an efficient lead cost from that. But if you are like most lead generation companies that I have interacted with, you likely have one or two things, or even three things going on that makes you suitable for using conversion values in the first time. Okay, I mean in the first place. So if you're a lead generation company, you should use conversion values in Google Ads. Okay, for a couple of reasons. For a couple of reasons, and I will I will be developing those reasons very shortly. So, first of all, basically, you have better transparency, okay? Better transparency into campaign performance. And that's really important from a scalability point of view when you really think about it. You also have better understanding, actually, of which campaign are the most profitable, okay? So, let me first explain what I mean here. So, basically, when I say a better transparency into campaign performance, basically, if you're an e-commerce company, it's very easy to log into Google Ads and see which campaigns are not only performing well, but which are the most profitable. Very straightforward, nothing really complicated. Because those campaigns are the ones that are not only making sales, but making sales at a cost that is much lower than the revenue associated with that sale. But if you're a lead generation company, you may have a campaign that's generating lots of leads at a low cost per lead, but your actual profitability on that campaign is low or even negative because what? Among other things, some or none of those leads are turning into customers. That's what I like to. That's why I like to focus on qualified leads. So what happens here is that if you're not generating customers, you're not generating revenue, and you're wasting a lot of advertising dollars when you really think about it. Okay, so basically, that's really important. So you want to have better transparency into campaign performance, and you also have better understanding of which campaigns are the most profitable. So basically, when you think about it, if you are a lead generation company, for instance, you probably are using a conversion focused bidding strategy like maximize conversion or target CPA, right? While there is nothing wrong with those bidding strategies and they can perform very well for your account, they can sometimes fall into the trap of not giving you the transparency or the efficiency that you want. Because generating lots of leads at a low cost per lead, but that are low quality as well, right? You're getting a lot of leads, you're getting gazillion leads, but those are very, very poor quality leads. So when you incorporate conversion values into your Google Ads conversion tracking, you can actually leverage the Google Smart Bidding algorithm to maximize conversion value and target return on ad spend. You saw your ROAS to not only optimize toward leads, but higher quality leads as well. So this is going to help you big time. So let me give you a few hacks here. How to add value to conversions in Google Ads. Okay. So adding values to your conversion actions in Google Ads is very simple. First, what you want to do is you want to navigate to the conversion summary page. So you want to go to goal and conversion summary in the left-hand navigation. So if you go into your dashboard, you can really see that, not a problem, okay? So if you are creating a new conversion action, then value will be one of the settings that you can add in the conversion setup process. But if you are updating the value in an existing conversion action, all you have to do is click on the conversion action name, navigate to the settings tab, click edit, then adding the value you want for that conversion action, and then click save in the bottom right corner. So it's pretty straightforward, nothing really complicated here, okay? So basically, the good thing is that the survey that you have to go through to actually make the change in Google Ads is pretty straightforward. So Google has set up its dashboard in such a way that it's very user friendly, okay? Now, how do you calculate the value of a lead in Google Ads, which is important? Like I said, if you are an e-commerce store, it's pretty straightforward. But if you are a lead generation company or a marketer in general, calculating the value of a lead in Google Ads is quite essential if you are thinking about how to get the most bang for your buck, okay? So now that you know why and how to assign values to your conversion actions in Google Ads, let's talk about what the value should be for every lead, okay? More often than not, the lead generation companies that I've interacted with, they don't leverage values in their conversion simply because they don't know what the value of any given lead is, right? Especially if the lead is of low quality. If the lead is unqualified, then it's kind of complicated or even impossible to know the value of a given lead. So to get an accurate value per lead, there's going to be some information you need to gather from your business, okay? Especially the psychographics of the leads you are trying to get. So you need to understand actually the average value of a customer to your business. This is important. You need to understand that. So basically, when I say the average value, so the average value is not just what you think it is. It really depends on the niche you're in. It depends on what kinds of customers you have. Okay, whether you have B2B or you have B2C or D2G, whatever, any other combination. Okay, that you can think about. So the average value of a customer to you will also depend on what you have already spent in the past to actually acquire that customer. Okay, so basically, average value of a customer has to factor into your CAC, your customer acquisition cost. Okay, and hopefully, the more qualified your leads, the lower your CAC goes. Okay, so you need to understand your customer average value. So if you are a business that sells a product or service that always had the same value associated with every customer, this will be very simple. Just use the amount of revenue you gain every time you get a customer. So pretty straightforward, okay? So if you sell, let's say, a product and you charge 10 bucks, then that's actually basically the average value of a customer to you. Now, if you are a company that has varying degrees of revenue associated with every customer, this will take a little bit of work. Now, there are a few different. Sorry, I apologize. There are a few different methods you could actually be using here. Okay, let me drink some water here. Thank you. So basically, I was just talking about the fact that if you have a company that has that has diverse degrees of revenue associated with every customer, it will be a little complicated, right? So I have identified three different methods you could use here. So the first one is the lifetime value of a customer. So you are like you've spent the money already to acquire that customer, and you're thinking about how much you could actually derive from that customer over time. So here we are placing ourselves in a scalable manner. We're thinking long term. We're thinking 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now. Okay. So, besides the lifetime value of a customer, you also have the average new customer deal size. This is also important. If you are constantly acquiring new customers, you're constantly reaching out to new customers, and you are hopefully in a field, in a niche where your CAC is very low. Okay, so that's important. But you also have the total revenue divided by total customers. So those are the three ways for you to really calculate the average value of a customer. So whichever way is suitable to your business will depend on your business in the first place. Okay. So lifetime value of a customer, average new customer deal size, or total revenue divided by total customers. Now the thing is, there is no real right or wrong, and depending on which finance team you talk to, one method is better than the other. So just pick the one that works best for your company. Okay. The good news is that it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough. It just has to be suitable enough. So if you think about conversion values in Google Ads, you need to know your conversion rate across the buyer's journey. And this is going to be very important from a scalability point of view, because if you have a clear idea about what kind of conversion rates you have across the customer's itinerary, you are able to actually model, okay, your sales funnel properly. You're able to model your sales funnel in a way that really optimizes the whole journey. Okay, so this is important. So you need to understand the conversion rate through all the different stages of the buyer's journey. This includes how many leads become marketing qualified leads, MQLs, how many marketing qualified leads become sales qualified leads, the SQLs, how many sales qualified leads become opportunities, okay, and lastly, how many opportunities turn into customers. So we have a four, again, I'm oversimplifying a somewhat complex process here, but basically, if you were to really, if I want to if I want to simplify the whole process for you, we have a four-step process. Okay, so how many leads become MQLs? How many MQLs become SQLs? How many SQLs become opportunities? And how many opportunities turn into customers? Okay. So all of this will be calculated in the same way that you would calculate a normal conversion rate in your Google Ads account. Of course, there will be subtleties depending on the niche you're in, depending on your sector. But overall, the process is pretty similar. Okay. So the number of conversions divided by the number of clicks gives you your current conversion rate. So if we apply this to our first funnel, okay, let's say we would then start at the very top of the funnel and say the number of marketing qualified leads, MQL, divided by the total number of leads will give us our lead to MQL conversion rate, right? And this is really important from a flexibility point of view. And we would then replicate this process for, let's say, each of the different stages of the funnel. Okay, so so this is actually pretty straightforward. One thing I want to say here is that again, the way the setup works for your business might be different because every business is different or every niche is different. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you have any question, if you want to know more about this process, let me know in the comment section, and I will certainly get back to you. You know, I or my team will get back to you and explain further so you have a clear idea what I really mean. So one thing you need to understand here is that you want to apply conversion rates to average customer value. Okay, this is going to help you actually get more clarity around the conversion value. So once we know all of the conversion rates of all of the conversion rates for each of the buyer funnel stages, We just need to apply those rates to the average value of a new customer to determine how valuable each stage is for a new customer. Because what you want to do is you want to really know whether or not you're getting the best bang for your buck at every stage of the funnel. Okay. So for the first stage, for instance, we take the average value for a new customer multiplied by the opportunity to customer conversion rate to come up with the average value of an opportunity. Okay. So this is actually more straightforward in the first stage, and we then replicate that same process by multiplying the average value for a new opportunity times the sales qualified to opportunities conversion rate to come up with the SQL average value. So this is actually how the process works, and then from there, it's more a process of replication, or let's say repetition and replication, what I call the re. Okay, so we do this all the way back up to the sales funnel until we get an average value for, for let's say a lead actually. Okay, so the it's one of those things where you have to understand that it's different. The calculation will be different for your your campaign, your store than any other. So again, if you have more questions about this, let me know in the comment section, and I'll help you actually calculate the conversion values for your Google Ads campaign, for instance. One thing you can do if you're trying to use conversion values in Google and you're trying to understand how the process can be automated to a certain extent is to integrate your CRM data with Google. So whether you're using Salesforce or using whatever CRM you are using, it's just better to actually integrate the data from that tool to like into Google. Okay, CRM, client relationship management data. So depending on how sophisticated your marketing system is, you can also integrate your CRM data with Google app or the Google mobile setup, and pass in offline conversion information for marketing qualified leads, MQL, SQLs, sales qualified leads, opportunities, and customers. Remember, those are the four different stages that your prospects will go through. Okay, and what you can do is that you can apply those associated values with those conversion actions as well. And if you can integrate your CRM into Google, then the whole process can be automated. Especially now with artificial intelligence, Google is investing big time in AI to make sure the conversion value calculation from a customer point of view is actually automated. So basically, if you're able to integrate your CRM data into Google, and you can actually basically you can include all of those offline conversions in your conversion column for your campaign, and Google Ads will be able to leverage automated bidding to try and maximize revenue or to hit a target ROIS, okay, ROAS, based on the value associated with all stages of the funnel. Okay, this is really important. So, and at that point, your lead generation campaigns are now operating very similar to e-commerce campaigns. You are no longer optimizing simply to the first stage of the buyer funnel. You are basically optimizing for all stages and working to hit a profitability metric for your lead generation business based on many things. Okay, for example, how far somebody gets in the buyer funnel, and ideally all the way through to the customer stage, and that's what you want. So basically, and this is the bottom line here into this conversation. If you want to track your lead gen campaigns with conversion values, you want to really make sure the setup is properly done in Google Ads. Okay, so leveraging conversion values in Google Ads is a great way, when you think about it, to ensure your campaigns are profitable. But lead generation companies have a few more steps to take before they can leverage those strategies. Okay, so connect your data points where possible. Figure out how valuable a lead is to your business and start learning. Okay, you want to start learning into the whole process, but also start leaning into your profitability. This is important. So, in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about conversion values in Google Ads. I gave you the general facts, the top hacks, and now the conclusion. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.